Ladies and gentlemen, the cast.
Lucian, did she tempt thee so? Mightst thou perceive austerely in her eye that she did plead in earnest? Yea or no? Looked she red, or pale, or sad, or merrily? What observations madest thou in this case of her heart's meteors tilting in her face?
First, she denied you had in her no right.
She meant she did me none, the more my spite.
Then she swore that she was a stranger here.
And true she swore, though yet forswore she were.
Then I pleaded for you.
And what said she?
That love I begged for you, she begged of me.
With what persuasion did she tempt thy love?
Words that in an honest suit might move. First did she praise my person, then my speech.
Didst speak her fair?
Have patience, I beseech.
I cannot, nor I will not hold me still. My tongue, though not my heart, will know her will. She is deformed, crooked, old and sere, ill-faced, worse-bodied, shapeless everywhere. Vicious, ungentle, foolish, blunt, unkind, stigmatical in making, worse in mind.
Who would be jealous then of such a one? No evil lost is wailed when it is gone.
But I think her better than what I say, and yet would hear in others' eyes were worse. Far from her nest the lapwing cries away. My heart prays for her, though my tongue do curse.
Go now! Go! The purse! The desk! No! Go! Sweet! Make haste!
How hast thou lost thy breath?
I'm running fast.
Where is thy mistress, Dromeda? Is she well?
No! She's in Tartar limbo. Worse than hell. A devil in an everlasting garment hath her. One whose hard heart is buttoned up in steel. A fiend. A fury. Pitiless and rough. A wolf. Nay, worse. A fellow all in buff. A back friend. A shoulder clapper. One who countermands the passages of alleys, creeks, and narrow lands. A hound that runs counter and yet draws dry foot well. One that before judgment carries poor souls to hell.
Say now, what is the matter?
I know not what is the matter, only that she is arrested on the case.
What, she arrested? Tell me at whose suit?
Well, I know not whose suit she is arrested well, but she's in a suit of buff which arrested her. That can I tell? Will you send her redemption master the money in the desk?
Go fetch it, Lucy. This do I wonder at, that she, unknown to me, should be in debt. Tell me, was she arrested on a band?
Not on a band, but on a stronger thing. A chain! A chain! Do you hear it ring?
What, the chain?
No, the bell! 'Tis time I were gone. 'Twas 2 when I left her, and now the clock strikes 1.
The hours come back. That did I never hear.
Yes, it's called daylight savings time. It happens every year.
As if time were in debt. How fondly dost thou reason. There's the money. Go, Dromeda, bear it straight, and bring thy mistress home immediately. Come, brother. I am pressed down with conceit. Conceit, my comfort and my injury.
There's not a man I meet but doth salute me as if I were their well-acquainted friend, and everyone doth call me by my name. Some tender money to me, some invite me, some give me thanks for kindnesses, some others offer me commodities to buy. Even now, a costumer called me in and showed me silk she bought for me, and therewithal took measure of my body. Sure, these are but imaginary wilds, and Lapland sorcerers inhabit here.
Ma'am, here's the gold you sent me for. What, have you got the picture of old Eve new apparelled?
What gold is this? What Eve dost thou mean?
Oh, not the Eve that keeps the paradise. The Eve that keeps the prison. She that went in the calf skin that was killed for the prodigal. She that came up behind you, ma'am, like an evil angel and bid you forsake your liberty.
I understand thee not.
No? Why, 'tis a plain case. She that went, like a base vial, in a case of leather. She that sees tired gentlemen and gives them a sob and rests them pity on decayed gentlemen and gives them suits of durance. She that sets out to do more damage with a mace than with a Morris pike.
What, thou meanest an officer?
Yes, ma'am, the sergeant of the band. She that brings anyone to answer it that breaks her band. She that thinks people are always going to sleep and says, God rest you!
Good grief, there rest in your foolery. Is there any ship put forth tonight? May we be gone?
But, friend, I brought you word but an hour since that the bark expedition was put forth today. And then were you hindered by the sergeant to tarry for the hoy delay. But here are the angels you sent me for to deliver you.
The poor dear is distract, and so am I, and here we wander in illusions. Some blessed power deliver us from hence.
Well met, my dear Angelica. I see you have found the goldsmith now. Is that the chain you promised me today?
Satan avoid, I charge thee, tempt me not.
Is this Master Satan?
It is the devil.
Nay, he is the devil's drudge, and he comes to us in the habit of a trapeze man. It is written they appear to us like angels in light. Light is an effect of fire. Fire will burn. Ergo, trapeze men will burn. Come not near her.
You're petting you on marvelous Mary love. Will you go with me? We'll mend our dinner here.
Mistress! If you do, expect spoon meat or bespeak a long spoon.
Why, Dromeda?
Mary, she must have a long spoon that will eat with the devil.
Avaunt then, fiend. Thou art, as they all are, a sorcerer. I conjure thee to leave me and be gone.
Give me the ring you had of mine at dinner, or for my diamond the chain you promised, and I'll be gone quick and not trouble you.
Some devils ask but for the parings of one's nail. A rush, a hair, a drop of blood, a pin, a nut, a cherry stone. But he, more covetous, would ask for a chain. Mistress, be wise, and if you give it him, the devil will shake his chain and fright us all with it.
I pray you, dear, my ring, or else the chain. I hope you do not mean to cheat me so.
Avaunt then, fiend. Come, Dromeda, let's go.
Fly pride, says the peacock. Mistress, that you know.
Now, out of doubt, Angelica is mad, else she would never so demean herself. A ring she hath of mine worth 40 ducats, and for the same promised me a chain. Both one and other she denies me now. The reason that I gather she is mad, besides this present instance of her rage, is a mad tale she told today at dinner of her own doors being shut against her entrance. Be like her mate, acquainted with her fits, on purpose shut the doors against her way. Now I hie home to her house to tell Adrian that, being lunatic, she'd rushed into my house and took perforce my ring away. This course I fittest choose. 40 ducats is too much to lose.
Fear me not, miss. I will not break away. I'll give thee, ere I leave thee, so much money to warrant thee as I am rested for. My mate is in a wayward mood today, and will not lightly trust the messenger. That I should be attached to Nanaimo, I tell you, 'twill sound harshly on his ears. Oh, here's my servant. I think she brings the money. How now, miss, have you that which I sent you for?
Here's that I warrant thee will pay them all.
But where's the money?
I gave the money for a rope.
500 ducats, villain? For a rope?
Well, I'll serve you now 500 at that rate.
To what end did I bid thee high meal?
To a rope's end, ma'am, and to that end have I returned.
And to that end will I welcome you.
Good God, be patient.
Nay, 'tis for me to be patient. I'm in adversity.
Good thou hold thy tongue.
Nay, rather persuade her to hold her
The
hands.
wretched, senseless villain!
I would I were senseless, ma'am, that I might not feel your blows.
Thou art sensible in nothing but blows, and so is an ass.
I am an ass indeed. You may prove it by my long ears. I have served her from the hour of my nativity to this instant, and I have nothing for my service at her hands but blows. When I am warm, she cools me with beatings. When I am cool, she heats me with beatings. I am raised with it when I sit, waked with it when I sleep, driven out of doors with it when I go from home, and then welcomed back with it when I return. Nay, I bear it on my shoulders like a beggar wont her brat. And I think when she hath lamed me with it, I shall beg with it from door to door.
Come, go along. My mate is coming yonder.
Master, respect je finem, respect your end. Or rather, the prophecy like the parrot, respect the rope's end.
Wilt thou still talk?
What say you now? Is not your poor wife mad?
Her incivility confirms no less. Good Dr. Pinch, conjurer, establish her in her true sense again, and I will please you what you will demand.
Alas, how fiery and sharp she looks. Mark how she trembles in her ecstasy.
Give me your hand and let me feel your pulse.
Here's my hand, let it feel your ear.
I charge thee, Satan, house within thy soul, to yield possession of my whole of prayers, and to thy state of darkness, fire thee straight. I conjure thee by all the saints in heaven.
Peace, doting wizard, peace. I am not mad.
Oh, that thou wert not, poor distressed soul!
You minion, you. Are these your customers? Did that man with the saffron face revel and feast at my house today while the doors were shut upon me and I was locked out?
Angelica, God knows you dined at home. Where would you had remained until the present time, free from these slanders and this open shame?
Dined at home? Thou, villain, what sayest thou?
Well, sooth to say, you did not dine at home.
Were not my doors locked up and I shut out?
For die your doors were locked and you shut out.
And did not he himself revile me there?
Sans fable, he himself reviled you there.
And did not your strong heel rail, taunt, and scorn me?
Ah, 'tis true, my cursed help meet scorned you.
And did I not enraged depart from thence?
In verity you did, my bones have since felt the vigor of your rage.
Is it good to soothe them in these contraries?
It's no shame the wise chick finds her nest, and kneeling to her humor subsumes frenzy.
Thou suborned the goldsmith to arrest me.
Well, I sent you to money to redeem you by Andromeda, who came in haste for it.
No money by me? No heart and goodwill you might, but surely, angel, not a rag of money.
But whence not thou to him for a purse of ducats?
She came to me, and I delivered it.
And I am witness with him that he did.
God and the rope maker bear me witness. I was sent for nothing but a rope.
Master, each of these women is possessed. They must, I can tell by their pale and deadly looks, they must be bound and laid in some dark room.
Say, why did thou lock me forth today? And why dost thou deny the bag of gold?
I did not, Angelica, lock thee forth.
Angelica, I received no gold, but I confess it, we were locked out.
Dissembling churl, thou speakest false in both.
Dissembling scrubber, thou art and art confederate with a damn pact to make it loathsome, abject scorn of me. But with these nails, I will pluck out those eyes that would regard me in that shameful spot.
Oh, bind her, let her not come near me.
More company, the fiend is strong in her.
Ay me, poor soul, how pale and wan she looks.
Thou jailer, thou, I am your prisoner. Wilt thou not suffer them to make a rescue?
Masters, let her go. She is my prisoner, and you shall not have her.
Let's go find this woman. She is frantic too.
Stop! What wilt thou do, thou peevish officer? Hast thou delight to see a woman scorned to outrage and displeasure to herself?
She is my prisoner. If I let her go, the debt she owes will be required of me.
I will discharge thee ere I go from thee. Bear me forthwith unto her creditor, and knowing how the debt grows, I will pay it. Good Master Doctor, see her safe conveyed home to my house. Oh, most unhappy day.
Oh, most unhappy wanton!
Mistress, I am entered here in bond for you.
Out honest villain, why dost thou mad me?
Will you be mad for nothing? Be mad, cry the devil!
God help poor souls. How idly do they talk.
Go, bear them hence. Lucian, go you with me. Say now, whose suit are they arrested at?
What, Rebecca, the goldsmith. Do you know her?
Well, I know her well. What is the sum she owes?
200 ducats.
Say, how grows it due?
Due for a chain your wife had of her.
She did bespeak a chain for me, but had it not.
When Angelique, all enraged today, came to my house and took away my ring, the ring I saw upon her finger now. Straight after, did I meet her with a chain.
It may be so, but I did never see it. Come, Captain, bear me to where the goldsmith is. I long to know the truth hereof at large.
God for thy mercy, they are loose again.
Oh, and come with fierce looks. Let us call for more help to have them bound again.
Away! They'll kill us!
I see these wicked run from righteousness.
He that should be your husband now runs from you.
Come to the centaur, fetch our stuff from thence. I long that we were safe and sound aboard.
Faith, stay here this night. They'll surely do us no harm. You saw they speak us fair, give us gold. Methinks they are such a gentle nation that, if not for the mountain of mad flesh that claims marriage of me, well, I could find it in my heart to stay here still and turn witch.
I will not stay tonight for all the town. Therefore, away to get our stuff aboard.
I'm sorry, sir, that I've hindered you, but I protest she had the chain of me, though most dishonestly she doth deny it.
How she now esteems here in the city.
A very reverend reputation, sir, of credit infinite, highly beloved, second to none who lives here in the city. Her word might bear my wealth at any time.
Speak softly. Yonder, as I think, she walks.
'Tis so, and that self-chain about her neck, which she forswore most monstrously to have. Good sir, draw near to me. I'll speak to her. Mistress Angelica, I wonder much that you would put me to this shame and trouble, and not without some scandal to yourself, with circumstance and oath so to deny. This chain which now you wear so openly, beside the charge, the shame, imprisonment, you have done wrong to this my honest friend, who but for staying on our controversy had hoisted sail and put to sea today. This chain you had of me, can you deny it?
I think I had. I never did deny it.
Yes, that you did, ma'am, and forswore it too.
Who heard me to deny it or forswear it?
These ears of mine thou knowest did hear thee. Fie on thee, wretch! It is a pity that thou livest to walk where any honest man resort.
Thou art a villain to impeach me thus. I'll prove mine honor and mine honesty against thee presently, if thou darest stand.
I dare, and I do defy thee for a villain.
Hold! Hurt her not, for God's sake. She is mad. Some get within her, subdue her with care. Bind Dromeda too, and bear them home to my house.
Run, Angel, run! Here's a sanctuary. In or we are lost.
Quiet, people. Wherefore throng you hither?
To fetch my poor distracted wife from here. Let us come in, and we may bear her home and bind her fast for her recovery.
I knew she was not in her perfect wits.
I'm sorry that I did challenge her.
How long hath this malady kept her strong?
This week she hath been heavy, sour, sad, and much changed from the one she was. But till this afternoon her passion never brake into extremity of rage.
Has she lost much wealth by wreck of sea? Buried some dear friend? Hath not else her eye strayed her affection and unlawful love, a sin prevailing much in those women who give their eyes the liberty of gazing? Which one of these is she subject to?
To none of these, except it be the last. Namely, some love that drew her off from home.
For that you should have reprehended her.
Why, so I did.
Aye, but not rough enough.
As roughly as my modesty would let me.
Haply in private.
And in assemblies too.
Aye, but not enough.
It was a copy of our conference. In bed she fed not for my urging it. At board she fed not for my urging it. Alone it was a subject of our theme. In company I often glanced it still. Did I tell her that it was vile and bad?
And thereof came it the woman was mad. The venom clamours of a jealous husband poison more deeply than a mad dog's tooth. It seems her sleeps were hindered by thy railing. Therefore comes it that her head is light. Thou sayest her meats were sauced by thy upbraiding. Unquiet meals make ill digestions. Thereof the frenzied fire of fever bred. And what is fever but a fit of madness? It seems her sleeps were hindered by thy brawls. Sweet recreation barred, what doth ensue but moody and dull melancholy, kinsman to grim and comfortless despair, and at her heels a huge infectious troop of pale distemperatures and foes to life. In food, in sport, in life-preserving rest, To be disturbed would madden man or beast. The consequence is then, thy jealous fits have scared thy poor wife from the use of wits.
He never reprehended her but mildly, when she demeaned herself rough, rude, and wildly. Why bear you these rebukes and answer not?
She does betray me to my own reproof. Good people, enter and lay hold on her.
No, not a creature shall enter my tent.
And let your servants bring my dear heart forth.
Neither. She took this place for sanctuary, and it shall privilege her from your hands till I have brought her to her wits again, or lose my labor in assaying her.
I will tend Angelica, be her nurse, diet her sickness, for it is my office, and will have no attorney but myself. And therefore, let me have her home.
Be patient, for I will not let her stir till I have used the approved means I have, with wholesome syrups, drugs, and holy prayers to make her for a strong woman again. It is a branch and parcel of mine oath, a charitable duty of mine order. Therefore, depart and leave her with me.
I will not hence and leave Angelica, and ill doth it beseem thy holy office to separate the husband and the wife.
Be quiet and depart. Thou shalt not have her.
Complain unto the Duke of this indignity.
Come, go. I will fall prostrate at his feet and never rise until my tears and prayers have won his grace to come in person hither and take perforce Angelique from the seer.
By this, I think the dial points at 5. Anon, I'm sure, the Duke himself in person comes this way through the melancholy vale, the place of death and sorry execution, behind the tent of the seers here.
Upon what cause?
To see a reverend Vancouverite merchant who, put unluckily into this bay, against the laws and statutes of the town, beheaded publicly for his offense.
See where they come. We will behold his death.
Kneel to the Duke before he pass his tent here.
Yet once again proclaim it publicly, if any friend will pay the sum for him, she shall not die. So much we tender him.
Justice, most sacred Duke, against the seer.
She is a virtuous and reverend lady. It cannot be that she hath done thee wrong.
May it please your grace. Angelica, my true wife, whom I made keeper of my circus hole, at your important letters, this ill day a most outrageous fit of madness took her. That desperately she hurried through the streets with her dromeda, all as mad as she, doing displeasure to citizens by rushing into their houses and bearing thence rings, jewels, anything her rage did like. But once did I get her bound and sent her home, whilst to take order from the wrongs I went, that here and there her fury had committed. Anon, I wot not by what strong escape she broke from those that had the guard of her, and with her mad attendant and herself, each with ireful passion, with fierce looks, met us again, and madly bent on us, chased us away, till raising of more help, we came again to bind them. Then they fled to this tent here, whither we pursued them, and here the seer ties the silks against us, and will not suffer us to fetch her out, nor send her forth, that we may bear her hence. And therefore, most gracious Duke, by thy command, let her be brought forth, and borne hence for help.
Long since Angelique took this town by storm, performing acts of death-defying glee, and I did engage the contract of thy troop, when thou took her as mistress of thy bed, to do her all the grace and good I could. Go, some of you, call at the seer's tent, bid this savvy seer come to me. I will determine this before I stir.
Oh, people, shift and save yourselves! My mistress and my wife are both broke loose, beaten the maid to row, and bound the doctor. The spear they have finished off with bands of fire, and ever, as the blaze they threw upon him, great puddles of pitted mud to quench the fire. My mistress preaches patience to him, and the while my wife resists him like a fool. And so, unless he sends some present help between them, they will kill the conjurer.
Peace, peace, fool, peace. Thy wife and Angelique are here, and this is false thou dost report to us.
Oh, master, upon my life I tell you true. I have not breathed almost since I did see it. She cries for you, and vows if she can catch you to scorch your face and to disfigure you. Hark, hark, I hear her! Master, fly! Be gone!
Come, stand by me, fear nothing, guard with valor.
Ay, me. It's Angelica.
Witness you that she is born about invisible.
Even now, we housed her in the tent here, and now she's there. Past thought of human reason.
Justice, sweet prince, oh grant me peace, even for the service I did thee when I engaged the fancy of this town, putting Nanaimo on the map and building tourist havens all around, even for the feats of my lost youth, which I lost for thee. I ask thee, grant me peace.
Unless the fear of death doth make me dote, I see my own Angelica, Andromeda.
Justice, gracious Duke, against that husband there, he who thou gavest me to be my mate, who hath abused and dishonored me, even in the strength and height of injury beyond imagination, is the wrong that he hath this day thrown on me.
Discover how, and thou shalt find me just.
This day, great Duke, he shut the doors upon me while he with harlots feasted inside.
A most grievous fault. Adrian, didst thou so?
No, my Lord Duke. She, myself, and my brother did today dine together. As befall my soul, as this is false she burdens me withal.
Ne'er may I look on day nor sleep all night, but he tells to your highness simple truth.
Oh, perjured trooper, they are both forsworn. In this the mad one justly chargeth them.
My liege, I am advised of what I say. Neither disturbed with the effect of wine, nor heady rash with raging ire, albeit my wrongs would make one wiser mad. This man locked me out this day from dinner. That goldsmith there, were she not packed with him, could witness it, for she was with me then, who parted with me to go and fetch the chain, promising to bring it to the Porpentine, where Raphael and I did dine together. Our dinner done, and her not coming thither, I went to seek her, and in the street I found her with this gentleman. There did that perjured goldsmith do me wrong, and say that I this day of her received a chain, which God she knows I saw not. For the which she did arrest me with an officer. I did obey, and sent my servant for ducats for bail. She with none returned. So then I fairly bespoke the officer to go with me in person to my home. Along the way, I met my mate, his brother, and a rabble more of vile confederates. Along with them, one pinch, a hollow, lean-faced villain, a mere anatomy, a mountebank, a threadbare juggler and a fortune teller, a sharp-eyed, needy, hollow wretch, a dead-looking man. This pernicious slave, forsooth, took upon him as a conjurer, and looking in mine eyes and feeling my pulse, cries out that I was possessed. And then they all fell upon me and bound me and bore me hence, and in a dark, dankish cage at home they left Andromeda and I, both bound tightly, till gnawing with my teeth my bonds in sunder, I gained my freedom, and ran hither immediately to ask that you grant us ample satisfaction for these deep shames and great indignities.
My lord, in truth thus far I witnessed with her that she dined not at home, but was locked out.
And had she a chain of thee or no?
She had, my lord, and when she ran in here, these people saw the chain about her neck.
Besides, I will be sworn these ears of mine heard her confess that she had the chain of her, after she had forsworn it on the mart, and then fled into the seer's tent, from whence she's come, I think, by miracle.
I've never been within these tented walls. I never saw the chain, so help me heaven, and it is false that you burden me withal.
Why, what an intricate impeach is this? I think you all have drunk of Circe. The woman would not plead so coldly. You say she dined with you, yet the goldsmith here denies that claim. Mrs., what say you?
Sir? She dined with him! There! The Porpentine!
She did. From my finger snatched that ring.
'Tis true, this ring I had of him.
And sawest thou her enter the sanctuary here?
Sure, my liege, as I do see your grace.
Why, this is strange. Go. Bring the seer hither. I think you are all mated or stark mad.
Most mighty Duke, vouchsafe me speak a word. Haply I see a friend will save my life, and pay the sum that may deliver me.
Speak freely, Vancouverite. Say what thou wilt.
Is not your name, ma'am, called Angelica? And is this not your bondswoman, Andromeda?
I was her bondswoman within this hour, sir. But she, I thank her, gnawed into my cords. And now my Andromeda, her friend, unbound.
I am sure you, both of you, remember me.
Ourselves we do remember by you, sir, for lately we were bound as you are now. You're not Pinch's patient, are you, sir?
Why look you strange on me? You know me well.
Never seen you in my life till now.
Oh, grief hath changed me since you saw me last, and careful hours with time's deformed hand hath written strange features in my face. But tell me yet, dost thou not know my voice?
Neither.
Andromeda, nor thou?
No, trust me, sir, not I.
I am sure thou dost.
But I am sure that I do not. Whatsoever people tell you, you are now bound to believe.
Not know my voice? Oh, time's extremity, hast thou so cracked and splitted my poor tongue in 7 short years, that here my own daughter knows not my feeble key of untuned cares? Though now this grained face of mine be hidden in sap-consuming winter's drizzled snow, and all the conduits of my blood froze up, yet hath my night of life some memory, my wasting lamp some fading glimmer left, my dull deaf ears a little used to hear. All these old witnesses I cannot err. Tell me thou art my own Angelica.
I never saw my father in my life.
But 7 years since, in Vancouver Gray, thou knowest we parted. But perhaps my heart, thou shamest to acknowledge me in misery.
The Duke and all that know me in this town can tell you that is not so. I ne'er saw Vancouver in my life.
I tell thee truly, Vancouverite, 20 years have I been patron to Angelica, during which time she ne'er saw Vancouver. I see thy age and dangers make thee dote.
Most mighty Duke, behold, a soul much wronged.
I see 2 wives. Will my eyes deceive me?
One of these is genius to the other, and so of these. Which one is natural, and which the spirit? Who deciphers them?
I, Sir Andromeda, command her away. No, I, Sir Andromeda, I pray, let me stay.
Aegean art thou not, or else his ghost?
Oh, my old master, who hath bound him here?
Whoever bound him, I will loose those bonds and gain a husband by his liberty. Speak, old Aegean, if thou beest the man that had a wife once named Amelia, that bore thee at a burden 2 fair girls, or if thou beest the same Aegean, speak, and speak unto the same Amelia.
If I dream not, thou art Amelia. If thou art she, tell me, where is that child that floated with thee on the fatal raft?
By men of Powell River, she and I and the twin Dromeda were all taken up. But by and by, rude fishermen of Seashell by force took Dromeda and my girl from them. Me they left with those at Powell River. What became of them I cannot tell. I to this fortune that you see me in.
Why, here begins his morning story right. These 2 Angelicas, these 2 so alike, these 2 Dromedas, one in semblance. Besides her urging of a wreck at sea, these are the parents to these 2 children which accidentally are met together. Angelica, thou came from Seashell first?
No, sir, not I. I came from Vancouver.
Stand, stay apart. I know not which is which.
I came from Seashell, most gracious lord,
And I with her.
brought to this town by that most famous warrior, Duke Menaphon, your most renowned uncle.
Which of you 2 did dine with me today?
I, troubled man.
And are you not my own wife?
No, I say nay to
And
that.
so do I. But he did call me so. And this fair gentleman did call me sister. What I told... what I told you then. I hope I shall have leisure to make good, if this not be a dream I see and hear.
That is the chain, ma'am, which you had of me.
I think I deny it not.
And you, Miss that chain arrested me.
I think I did, ma'am. I deny it not.
I sent you the money to redeem you by Andromeda, but I think she came not.
No, none by me.
Oh, wait, this purse of ducats I did receive from you, and Andromeda, my drudge, did bring them to me. I see we still did meet each other's friend, and I was taken for her, and she for me, and thereupon these errors arose.
These ducats I pawned for my father here.
It shall not need. Thy father hath his life.
Ma'am, I must have that ring from you.
Sure, take it, and thanks for my good cheer.
Most noble Duke, vouchsafe to take the pains to go with us into my sanctum here, and here at large discourse all our fortunes. And all that are gathered in this place, that by this sympathized one day's error have been wronged. Go keep us company, and we will make full satisfaction. "33 years have I been but in travail of you, my girls. But till this present hour, my heavy burden ne'er delivered. The Duke, my husband, my children both, and you, the calendars of their nativity, go to a gossip's feast and go with me. After so long grief, such festivity."
With all my heart I'll gossip at this feast.
Shall I fetch your stuff, ma'am, from shipboard?
Andromeda, what stuff of mine hast thou embarked?
Your goods that lay host, ma'am, at the Centaur.
She speaks to me. I am your mistress, Andromeda. Embrace your sister, rejoice with her. We'll look to that anon.
There was a strong man at your master's house that kitchened me for you today. Now he shall be my brother, not my man. I think you are my glass, and not my sister, for in you I see a sweet-faced youth. Come, will you walk in and see the gossiping? Not I, ma'am. You are my elder. Nay, that is a question. How shall we try it? We'll draw cuts for the elder. Till then, lead thou thus. Nay, then thus. We came into the world sister and sister. Now let's go hand in hand, not one before the other. I had a dream so big and loud, I jumped so high I touched the clouds. Oh, 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 oh. Oh, 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 oh. I stretched my hands out.
and have a safe ride or walk home. See you next year.